Alright, so to use the vinyl cutter first, we need to look at where the wheels are on the front of it and compare that to the size of the stock material we're doing. These white marks show where the grip is on this bottom bar, and these wheels must align with the grip areas. If the wheels are not aligned with the grip areas, then the head won't even print. It'll just ignore that you sent it a job. So what we need to do is look at the thickness of our material, or the width of our material, and we can feed it in, and it can do sheets or rolls. But we'll feed it in here, and it absolutely must start somewhere on this line. Preferably, I like doing it so that it's about centered on either side. And once you've got your material in place, you close this lever, and that engages the wheels. It just lowers them so that now that when they roll, it rolls against the grip bar down here. Let's see, the next thing is we turn it on, and alright, so it took a second, and now it's asking to select whether we're doing a roll, a sheet, a piece, an edge. I'm not sure what an edge is. I haven't used that yet, but I usually choose the roll. And then you click the origin button. Oh, sorry, you had to hit enter to have that loaded. The head moves and it reads about the width of whatever you're doing here. And then you can hit the origin button, and it sets the origin at that point. If you want, you could move the head left and right and feed the stock back and forward, and then reset your origin. So when it starts cutting, you need to make sure you have enough space between here and the edge of your material such that it can fully cut your piece. So if you've got a 12-inch long piece but you only have 10 inches here, whenever you tell it to cut, it's not going to cut.
So to re-zero the origin, you just press and hold the origin button?
Press and hold the origin button until it flashes origin set.
Okay.
And you can move it with the left and the right.
Yep. And then what you want to do is every type of material requires a different force. And there's a button here that you can push to test, cut a test pattern. So we hit the test pattern and pull it down maybe. Okay, so what that just did was it cut, you can barely see it, a square inside of a circle. And what you need to do is pick the circle up without removing the square. So if I could do that, that means it's got the right force. So that's the right force for this particular material. If you have to adjust the force, you can click the force button, and it shows you there's arrows to go left, right for more or less force. Right now, it's kind of set up for the thickness of material that we have, the most common general stuff we have. So now, since we obviously don't want to cut on that spot again, we can, oops, gotta hit enter so we get out of the force menu. Come on.
Menu, maybe?
I hit menu. Okay, now we're back. You gotta hit the back button. So now we can make sure that we're gonna drive to a place where we will avoid hitting that spot. And notice that it doesn't let this go all the way to the edge. So what we should do is, if you have a larger piece, you want to move it so that you know, the banner length of this to roll is right on that wheel edge.
So we can, yeah. Where's the actual cutting mechanism?
It's right in here. If you look, there's a razor. There's a blade. Yeah, there's a little razor blade. We've got extras if they dull or break. just on a swivel. But what I've done here is I have set this up so that I'm going to miss that test piece, and now I need to hit origin again to reset the origin now, so that I will not be running into that.
Does it matter what color?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So the driver's on.
And then what you'll do from Inkscape, everything has to be hairline or 0.001 inches, just like the laser cutter. You go into, save it as a PDF, you go into Adobe Acrobat, you can't use other PDF readers for some reason. And then you'll go to print and pull up the
The GX.
the Roland.
What's it called?
I think that's it.
The GX4?
Well, it's not
24?
the Modella, is it?
I know. But I'm looking at the...
Uh,
Okay, that's fine. Try that.
yeah, it's 24 inches.
Yeah, GX24.
Yeah, so now you have to go into properties,
Okay.
and you can set how big it is.
Okay.
And so, yeah, there you go. 5 by. And I did the same document properties as I did in my Inkscape document, just so.
That's what I got.
Okay, there you go. Perfect. So now, plug it in, let it install and all that jazz. And again, if what you're printing is wider than your material or longer than your piece is, it won't actually print.
So
And when you say you're loading a piece, not only does it check back and forth, it also scrolls it all the way out and all the way back in to make sure you have a certain amount of space. It kind of checks.
Make sure it's not going to be cutting itself.
Exactly, yeah. Because this is a little Teflon piece here that it kind of the blade rides in. And at Fab 10, the Model or the Roland guy said that these cost like 10 or 20 bucks to replace. So you know, don't do any unnecessary hard forces on it. So
That's why testing the forces is so important.
So with this, where's the origin?
The
Is that the
origin's
bottom
like
left?
here.
Yeah, where's the origin?
It should be the bottom left.
Okay, so
Okay.
it's different than
As
the...
it's
Yeah, it was
Laser
definitely
cutter.
different from what I expected it to be. I remember that. So,
That's what I
which is why I kept putting it over here, because on mine at home, the origin is here.
Okay, so it's at the
And it
bottom
goes
left,
the other
but
way.
oriented
bottom
which
left.
direction?
That
is-
As you're looking at this, this is the bottom left corner.
so it's
Or
actually
it
Okay,
should be.
okay.
So
I'm
if you're
pretty sure.
so
that's
as
what
you're-
printing from this.
Let's print and see.
You could see the little drag knife in there. And what you could do is actually, Roland has dimensions for 3D printing a pin holder you can put in there if you want to put paper in there. I got it on the Fab 10 community on Facebook. But this little holder here should be it. So this little holder here holds your knife. And if you replace the blade, you need to twist it such that only the very edge of the blade comes out. So I suggest watching YouTube videos on exactly what to do.
Okay.
Different materials require different angles of the blade. Thick stuff versus thin stuff. If you're doing this kind of vinyl versus like some stickier kind of vinyl. So this is done. We can feed it out, kind of get a good look at it. So yeah. That came out. It's really hard to see until you start
You gotta.
peeling it. But this was the origin.
Yeah.
And it printed just as is.
Alright, so
5
it's
inches.
oriented as you're facing it.
As you're facing it here, yeah.
Okay.
And so typically once you've done that, there's this ridge right here that's designed for a razor knife. So be very careful and make sure that you ride in that ridge and you don't ride on the Teflon. Let's actually not waste a whole lot.
Yeah, no kidding.
Although this is inherently wasteful, this whole process. So we're gonna stick this in here. I don't know what it's doing there. Stop doing that. It's fighting me when I pull on it.
Also, what you can do is cut it out with a pair of scissors.
Yeah. But
That's the way I did it.
the Roland guy said that was what that ridge was for there.
Cool.
So no big deal there.
Sweet.
And then of course you can cut this, stick the masking tape or the clear over stuff on there, and then they take it home, and then whenever they want to stick it on something, they peel this entire thing off of this paper, leaving just the masking tape stuff. You stick it on whatever object you want, and then you peel the masking tape away, and then you pick it
So, or you can also take the what you don't want and then put the masking tape
over what you do want.
what you do want, and then
Yeah.
you have to pick it when you.
It depends on how tiny the stuff is.
Okay, gotcha.
If it's real fine,
You're gonna want to put the whole thing on.
exactly,
And then, okay.
because it does tend to shift. So,
And
but
it,
that's it.
So where's the masking